This is the new 2016 Ninja ZX-10R. Now it doesn't look an awful lot different from the previous models, which this particular generation was born in 2011. But there's been masses of internal changes, electronics changes, the chassis is different. There's heaps and heaps of updates. And Kawasaki's brought me here to Sepang in Malaysia to test out the new bike. And I've just done my first session on it, set up in road trim, and I'm very, very impressed. Very fast, very easy to ride, and for a motorcycle that produces over 200 horsepower with the Ram Air, surprisingly gentle to ride as well. One of the big changes for 2016, one of the big changes, because there's lots and lots of other changes as well, but one of the biggest changes is the adoption of the balance-free front fork. So with a conventional fork, you've got different forces trying to act on the top part of the fork and bottom part of the fork with getting the oil flow through the orifices and the shims in the pistons to create the damping and the forces that are acting on it. And it's very hard to set a bike up that works really well at low speed in like tight corners and things like that, and also works really well at high speed. So what Showa have done with this fork is to take away all that out of here, and it's all controlled through these units here, and therefore it can be adjusted to suit the conditions that you want to ride in and the rider, and you're not trying to find that balance between good performance at low speed and good performance at high speed. That's where the balance free comes from. Now, one of the things that I really loved about the new ZX-10R diving into corners was its braking stability. Now that's partly that new balance-free front fork, but it's also these. Now these are monoblock Brembo calipers, 4-piston, 30mm pistons, and they're a really high-spec Brembo, and they match up with the Brembo master cylinder, where they do some special trickery at the factory and make sure that there's no play in them whatsoever when they leave the factory. So they are a fantastic set of brakes. Combine that with stainless steel lines, and you've got some of the best stoppers in the business. These winter edition machines here at the world launch of the ZX-10 have been breathed on a little bit with the race kit parts. They've got this full aquapovic system, which takes about 7 kilos of weight off the bike, and they've taken the indicators and mirrors and things like that off the bike as well. And they've got slick tyres, and most of the bikes we're riding today have slick tyres. And the race ECU means that the gear shift is now a quick shifter up and down, not just up like the standard bike. Now those changes don't sound like much, and in theory they're not, but it really does take this bike to the next level. And if you're after a ride day bike, find those few $1,000s to fit these bits and prepare the bike like this, and you will be rewarded with what is possibly the best bike I've ever ridden on a racetrack. It is real lot of fun, really confidence inspiring, really easy to ride hard, so good going into corners because you don't have to worry about that clutch. You just bang down on the gear lever. It's got the traction control, the slipper clutch, everything that you need, all that technology just working to give you a better ride, and so much fun. I mean, I only had one session on this. I'm really struggling to find any way to criticise it, improve it. It was just an absolute blast. So if you get a chance to ride a kitted ZX-10R, get your helmet on before they change their mind.